in the heart of empire, to stand in solidarity and unity with the Oceti-Sakowin, the Standing Rock Sioux, the water protectors, the land defenders, who are coming together in so-called North Dakota to stop the Dakota Access Pipeline. We're coming together here because we know and honor our responsibility to protect the land and water here in New York City, in North Dakota, and on our own territories. We're here because we know that Indigenous sovereignty protects the land and water. Because we know that the extractive capitalism that is threatening the land and water is leading us to collective disaster. And so we're here because we see a future without the Dakota Access Pipeline. We see a future with no pipelines. We see a future where we can stand on our territories and know that we are honoring our responsibility to our territory. And we're going to meet the greed and the violence and the ruthlessness of the companies who are putting this project forward with strength and with resilience and with unity from Mannahatta to Standing Rock. So to Standing Rock, we want to say we are with you. We stand with you. Thank you for taking a stand. We're here to stand with you. We'll do whatever we can to support you. And we're going to win this one. Now, we've had a decision that came down today, and we're deeply disappointed to hear that the federal court decision today that ruled against granting an injunction to stop construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline. In conjunction with that decision, there was a joint statement put out by the Department of Justice and the Department of the Interior calling for a voluntary stoppage of construction near the lake. That is not enough. We're going to continue to push for stoppage of all construction and the stoppage of construction in pipelines across Turtle Island.
This will affect everyone. The Missouri River is the largest river in the United States. How many thousands and millions of people live in the watershed of the Missouri River? This is not just a Native issue. This is an issue for everyone. So we should all be here together, and that's why I'm so happy that you are here. Beautiful.
Water is life.
Water is yes, life. Thank you. Water is life. And I'm happy to see all of these signs. Water is life. In the Navajo language, we say to'e, which means water is life. And we have this phrase in many different languages and cultures. But in the Navajo language, we also talk about tobe nehizil, which is water gives us strength. And that is the name of the group that I've been working with for the past year on the Navajo Nation. They're not a protest group, they're not an activist group. As many here have already heard, we are protectors, not protesters. So as I stand here with all of you, we need to flip the narrative. Not protest. Protectors, because that's what we've been brought here to do. We were born into this planet as protectors, as caretakers, as stewards of our own land. And settler colonial narratives try to make us to be the opponent, as we have always been, but we've been sought to be eliminated by the government. The Missouri River facilitated rapid westward expansion in the 19th century. And here we are again. The Missouri River is being sought to be crossed by the Dakota Access Pipeline. But we will not let that happen this time. Because this time, we have the resolve of people around the United States, around the world, and our voices are being heard.
Simon Amachiopolo, Nama Lakota. Mitaku epi King Pine Ridge of Tahopolo. I just want to remind everybody that we're speaking in a foreign language right now. That this language came over on a boat. We heard a lot of indigenous voices that were outlawed, and now we can speak them freely without the threat of being moved off our land or our kids taken away into boarding schools, where if they spoke their language, they would pierce their tongues with needles because they spoke their language. What we are doing here now is recognizing that yet another threat is affecting Indian country. Water affects us all. But I'm sorry, I don't see any threat of a pipeline going through white graves. Going through white sacred sites. But when it comes to Indians, when it comes to Native Americans and indigenous people, they think all things go. But it doesn't. We survived Columbus. We survived westward expansion. We survived the founding fathers. We have survived the United States for more than 520 years. And you know, the reason we say water is life is because when you get sick, the first thing you need is water. They give you ice chips in the hospital. And the Missouri River is the water source of the Oceti-Sakowin. And they think that they can run a pipeline under that water source and it's not a threat. Let me tell you something really quickly. There are 700 unknown toxins in fracking fluid. So when that leaks, what medication can the doctors give you if they don't know what you've been poisoned by? Now the problem here also is the humanization of indigenous peoples yet again. You have to not recognize us as living people to do this type of thing to indigenous peoples. And remember, we're the smallest racial minority in our ancestral homeland. 5.2 million, all of us that are left after westward expansion and imperialism. They've taken billions of our acres, and now they want to poison the water in the land of what we have left. And we're not gonna let that fucking happen.
The Mohawks have been standing behind the fight since pipelines has started sprouting up. We have a lot of our people that work here in New York City. A lot of our brothers and some of our sisters also work the high steel here. So I want to say a thank you and a welcome to them out there. Their hearts are with us as well. And keep it strong, people. We can't let this die. This is a movement that we have to keep moving. Nyawa Goa. I don't know more.